Hi, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the channel, Wholesale to Million. We're back with another awesome interview here. Subscriber first wholesale deal interview. This is number 10. And if you guys do enjoy this, then don't forget to smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't followed the channel yet, smash that subscribe button. But I'm going to have our special guest share with you guys his first wholesale deal story today. And there's a twist to this one. And I told him to save it and I don't know the whole story to it yet. I told him to save it to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys will be able to learn, take something from this, duplicate, and go create your own success. And that's the reason why I do this first subscriber wholesale interview, is to motivate and inspire those of you who haven't done your first wholesale deal before, to let you know that this business it works for anybody. You just got to put in the work, all right? And it works for everybody, and anybody can do it. And so I'm going to have him share with you guys his knowledge, kind of how he's picked up his first wholesale deal. You know, how he got the sellers, how he found the buyers, and obviously how much you make on it. And like I said, there's a twist to this one. So you guys help me welcome. Let's not waste time anymore. Help me welcome Harrison. How's it going, buddy?
It's going so well. First of all, Colin, I just want to thank you so much for just how awesome you are and how much you've helped all of us, and making it a just teaching us. So thank you, Colin.
Hey, not a problem, man. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time and come onto the show to actually do this with me. And you guys, we're having like multiple trouble, basically on my end with the technology, and I'm trying to make it work. So, Harrison, thank you so much, buddy. But before we start, Harrison, could you tell everybody where you're from, like what state you're in?
So I'm from California, and I've been doing marketing here. My first marketing thing was here. I was doing cold calls, and then I've started to do the entire United States. I've kind of tried to try out different markets, see what works, see what's good, do virtual wholesaling. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. So, Harrison, let's jump right into it, man. So share your story, kind of how you started. You seem like super young, so I would like to know how old you are, and also to share with everybody your first wholesale deal.
So I'm 20 years old, and I've tried pretty much everything. I tried, reselling things. I tried the social media marketing. I actually have another company. I own a Bitcoin ATM company. I started that with a buddy. But ever since I was 16 years old, I've just been trying to find a way to make money, and it seems like this system really, really works. It's just. I love it. I love it. And as soon as I actually found out about through Jalen White. I think you've interviewed him. Yeah. But I saw one of his videos. I started to get into it. Then I found your videos, and and then I just jumped right in. I remember the exact moment I was sitting over on the couch right there. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And ever since then, it's 100 hours a week, just every day, making offers. So. But yeah, I've been doing this. I started beginning of April. It's May 15th today, so I've been doing about 45 days. And in total, I've gotten 2 properties under contract. One successful, one hasn't closed. So we'll see from there.
Dude, Harrison, I just want to say, man, congrats. That's awesome. So the initial day that you started is 45 days ago when you saw the video, and then you'd be like, this is what I want to do? Yeah,
it was like that. I'm like, I knew it. I was like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it or die trying. So.
And 45 days later, you got a deal closed, your first wholesale deal. Before we get into that, now, So what are you currently getting on? Like, what is your main income source right now?
Oh, well, I just got this. I mean, I have my other company, which brings me, enough to live off of. But this is where I want to make the big bucks,
Cool, yeah. Man. But so Harrison, so you're 20, or you're living by yourself. So, because I want people to know kind of like, what is the situation you're in? And it seems like you always seem to be an entrepreneur. So that I want people to get a concept of kind of what finance situation you're in to give you that time to go and do this.
Yeah, well, I pretty much make enough money to pay for food and I live in student housing. I go to UC Santa Barbara. But yeah, I just live here with my girlfriend. We split the rent. So it's not too bad at all. But that was pretty much breaking even at this point. But with the wholesaling, I'm definitely going to be able to actually make some money, so I'll be able to, big baller.
Sure.
Yeah.
So basically, Harrison, before you discover wholesaling, where you like, hey, this is where I want to make the big bucks, you were trying out other stuff as well, right?
Oh yeah, everything. Just like how am I
Dude.
gonna get rich? Like, so
Well, yeah. So dude, Harrison, my wife and I, so we started our first business, but man, we tried the Amazon, and the whole thing, and
oh yeah, I did that too. Yeah.
cool, man. Okay, so let's tell everybody about your first wholesale deal and how there's a twist to this one.
Okay. Well, it started out. So I found it via. I pulled the list from Rebo Gateway, and so then I got that skip traced and everything, and so I just started cold calling, and I was like, I'm gonna just sit down for like 8 hours every day and use the Mojo dialer and just dial and dial and dial and dial and dial, and just try and get a deal. And I think it was my fifth. It was either my 8th or 15th lead. I think it was 8th lead that this one I got this one on. But I actually left him a voicemail on the Mojo dialer, and I get a call back, and he's like, "Yeah, I got a property I want to sell. It's commercial. It's in Los Angeles." So I'm like, "Ooh, okay," So he sounded very motivated. He was saying like, "Yeah, man, I got family on the way. I gotta make money. I gotta get some money." So he needs fast cash. So I'm like, check. This sounds like a perfect deal. So I think, yeah. So I gave him an offer first for $250, and I think the property is worth around $500. But then we worked up, and he finally agreed to $305,000. And then he's like, okay, I think I can do it, but I gotta call my brother. And I'm like, oh Jesus, okay. So he says, "Oh, call me back in 2 hours." So I get a call back in 2 hours, and he's like, "My brother wants to talk to you." And his brother is like, "What are you doing? This sounds like a scam," and he was just saying like, "No, that's too much. That's too little money. We're not doing this. And I was still within my margin, so he wanted us to do 330, and he's like, "Well, I will not let this happen." So I said, "All right, how about 320?" He's like, "Okay." And then he said that $100 earnest money was not enough. So then he said, "We need 3%. And that was something like $9,000 or something. I can't afford that. So I finally negotiated, and I said, "Okay, let's do $1,000. And they still said, no, I'm not doing it." And I think they were trying to make me give in, but I just said no. I just walked, and I was like, well, that was it. I guess it just didn't work out. Earnest money, I can't get it done. So the next day, by letting him squirm, he gave me a call back and said, "All right, I want to do the deal with $1,000 earnest money." So yeah, I got that property under contract.
Cool. Okay, so Harrison, so let me ask some questions before getting into how you find the buyers, etc. So now, off of your Rebo Gateway, are you calling vacant property or what?
Yeah, the vacant.
Okay, so you pull up lists of vacant properties, and on your 8th call, that's where you got your deal?
Yeah, eighth lead.
8th, okay.
Yeah,
So
not my 8th call.
So on your 8th call, cold call, you got this is where the deal come from.
Yeah.
And so you guys agreed on a price of $320, right?
Yeah.
And then he wanted the $1,000 earnest money, right?
Yeah.
And now, how long did you tie the property up on the contract for?
45 days.
45 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, so it's a vacant piece of property. Now, how do you find the buyer?
Okay, so find the buyer. I literally just looked up on BiggerPockets, people who buy commercial property in LA. I just started, messaging people. And eventually I found a guy and he's like, hey, yeah, this sounds like a great deal, man. Let's do it. And he says, all right, let's go meet the property. And I'm like, oh, okay, because I live in Santa Barbara, so I got to drive all the way out to LA. I'm thinking, with LA traffic too, that's like a 2.5 hour drive. And this is a whole nightmare. So I scheduled this with the seller like a week before. I'm like, all right, you're going to be there, right? He's like, yeah. So I drive 2.5 hours out there to meet the buyer at the property, and the seller is not there to open it for us. So I was like, oh my God, what a waste of time. This is horrible. And the buyer, he only lived 30 minutes away, so it wasn't as bad. I think he felt more bad for me, but the buyer's like a young guy like me, he's really, yeah, he's crazy. He made like $300,000 last month just flipping properties. He's been doing it for a while though. So we, just walked around through the back and contact the seller. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I was trying so hard not to be rude. I wasn't rude, but I was like, come on, man, like, not cool, the seller was like, I'm so sorry, I'll make it up to you. I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm at work right now. I can't come. He's like, I can't get off my job. So the buyer was really nice. He's like, listen, like, just pictures, if there's enough, will be okay, just because of the margins on this one. Yeah, and then I drove back. So 5 hours in total. It wasn't wasted though, because I got to listen to an audiobook, an educational book about real estate. So I learned something, it was pretty valuable. But another thing I learned is always triple confirm with the seller that they're going to be there. Yeah. But then, after that, the buyer's like, sent him over some pictures. The seller got like late at night when he finally got off work. And he's like, looks good. You want to send me an assignment contract? Sure. And we signed it. And I think he wanted to do he said, I can only pay you $330 for it. And I was like, let's do $340. He says, we'll split it at $335. So I was like, $15,000? Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, so Harrison, so you tied for $320. So how much did you send it out? Did you send it out for $340?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was advertising it. I had a Craigslist ad up for $350. I think when we first spoke, I told him I wanted $350 for it.
Okay. So you wanted $350 for it. That's what you sent it out. So the initial profit on this one was supposed to be around $30K.
No, $15K.
I
got it for $320.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The original, it was going to be $30K, but he
right. Right. Correct. So basically you put it out there for $350, and then is this the only buyer? Is this the only buyer that I guess how long did it took you to find this buyer?
It took me probably about a week. I had a couple other people, but they were tire kickers.
Tire kicker. Yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Buyers.
Gotcha. Okay. So after a week, you got this buyer. You set up the appointment with the seller.
Yeah.
Was going to go out there and do a walkthrough on the property with this buyer.
Yeah.
And instead, you just couldn't get in.
Yeah.
You said give him pictures. Picture was good enough.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you got the seller to send you some pictures on the property, and then he came back and renegotiate on the price, and he said that he can only do $330.
Yeah.
And then you end up meeting him at $335.
Yes.
Which means that's so the potential profit was the assignment fee was supposed to be now at $15K.
Yes.
So tell us what happened. Why it became $6,000.
Okay. So what happened was after this, I was like, all right, well, we're going to close on this date. I think it was like 15 days after that. my buyer, he wanted to get a hard money loan to get the property. That's pretty quick for a hard money loan, isn't that? I think usually it takes them like 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, he has a good relationship with his hard money lender. So we had everything set up, and I call him and I let him know we're going to close like on this date, and he didn't call me back for like 3 days. So I was like, why isn't he calling me back? And so I finally take my girlfriend's phone, call him up, and he answers. So I was like, oh, this guy's been ignoring me. And the seller decides, he's like, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. I'm getting cold feet. Like, I don't want to, like, it's, I just don't want to do it. And I was like, well, we can either, you signed a contract, like a legally binding contract. Like, you can't be in default. I mean, we can either do this nice way or the not so nice way, I mean, and if I hadn't already signed over the contract, I would have let him go, no problem, but it's just, I had already had the buyer and everything, and the buyer was getting his hard money loan, and sure. It's, it's just, so yeah. So then I was trying to find out what to do. I think though, what happened was I think another wholesaler got to him, or, cause I called a lot of people trying to find a buyer for this thing. Maybe one of them was a snake and tried to, go and steal the property deal. But I haven't seen it for sale yet, so I don't know. But so then I decided, I'm going to file an affidavit of memorandum, which my contract stipulates that I can. But I was talking to a real estate lawyer who said that apparently if I file that and he does do something, I legally have to go to court to do that. And I don't want to go to court. That's a huge nightmare. Right. I just don't want to have to deal with that. That's probably going to eat my profits up, even though I probably win because I'm not in default at all. But yeah, so I was just, telling him, and there was this huge debacle over like a week where we're just texting back and forth, like, you're in default of the contract. We have to do this. He's like, I don't want to. He's like, I'm going to have my lawyer call you. So finally the lawyer called me and he said, all right, so what I've recommended to the seller is to have a, what's the word? A settlement on the deal. So they agreed that they're going to pay me $5,000 to basically, rip up the contract, send over a cancellation agreement. And I said, no, I want $7,500. We agreed at $6,000. So I got this right here, $6,000 for my troubles. And, everyone I was talking to was like, let it go, man. Just move on. There's so many deals out there. There's an ocean of deals. And I just didn't want to, just because I had to drive out there for 5 hours. I had to do all this stuff. I was like, no, I'm getting the deal done. I'm doing it. I'm making a profit on this. But yeah, I ended up making $6,000 on that. And, it was just really easy. So the lawyer sent over the settlement agreement, signed it, and easy as pie.
Nice, man. Nice. Hey, Harrison, I want to say congrats, dude. Congrats for trying to still keep the deal together and make it work. And, I would have to agree with you. I haven't run into a situation where the seller decided to back out and things like that. But if I were in your shoes, I would probably do something very, very similar, because you have already found the buyers. The buyers already gone through and try to get their hard money and things like that. And, when it's, just like you mentioned, if you haven't found the buyer, if the buyer haven't started the process yet or not, and the only reason why the seller is willing to pay you this amount is because, he either finds somebody came to him and offered him more money on the property. Yeah. So for the sellers to now getting his benefit because he's getting more, and that's why he's willing to cough off. That's why the seller's willing to pay you that much, because he's probably getting a gain on the other end, yeah. And that's why he didn't want to move forward. That's why he didn't want to move forward to with the deal. And the thing is, you guys, in business, it is a very, very thin line. You know, you want to stay as moral as you can, and you want to do business right. Obviously, we don't want to step on anybody's toe. We don't want to cause an issue. We want to make sure. But you know what? A lot of time, business is it's a very thin line, and it's you know, so it's easy when you're sitting on the outside of the pictures and you judge people this and that. But when you're in the game, it's completely different. And you know, and just like Harrison, I think that everything you did on this deal, trying to make it work, and the seller's willing to do that, is now that it lets me know that the seller, you know, it's like they're motivated to sell. All of a sudden, they change their mind not to sell anymore, and then all of a sudden, you know, willing to go through the whole thing and pay you the money to cancel the deal is because they got a better offer.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take the property away from the guy. You know, I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm taking away your property. That's not right.
Right.
He signed over a contract that says on this day, the buyer now owns the property. And also, you know, I'd already signed the contract. So, you know, it's just, there's not a typical rule book for what to do in the situation. There was a lot of Googling and talking. I Venmoed this lawyer $50 to contact him and explain what he's doing is incorrect, and I guess the seller has lots of experience talking with lawyers, because he was not I don't want to say scared. He was just like, whatever, you know, it's just a lawyer. If a lawyer was calling me, I'd be like, oh no, what do I do?
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you guys, you know, I would love to hear you guys' opinion. So drop me a comment. Let me know if you're in this situation, what would you do? So let me see here. So Harrison, so basically your buyer, so your buyer has signed the assignment contract with you, ready to move forward. And then you were trying to contact the seller to let him know that you guys are planning to close earlier.
Yeah.
And then he didn't.
We weren't planning to close on the 45th day, just, you know, up to 45 days. I was just saying, does this date work for you? I was trying to call him and tell him that. Never contacted me back though. So.
Gotcha. So basically you found the buyer and you were planning to close quicker. So basically you got 45 days to find a buyer for the property. That's how long you tied up for, is 45 days. You found a buyer within 1 week, and then what you planning to, your buyer is ready to close in 15 days. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you were calling back the seller to say that, hey, we're going to close sooner?
Yeah.
But the seller never answered and picked up the call.
Yeah, never
until
answered.
You used a different phone number.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, you know, and so you got a deal done, man, for, you know, pulling the deal together, making it happen. Got $6,000 off of it, and I'm sure that the seller's probably, you know, getting a higher offer than yours, and I'm sure that's why the seller agreed to do that. So you know what? To me, this deal here is a win-win for everybody. The only person not winning is your buyer.
Yeah, my poor buyer. But it was totally fine with everyone was cool with it. Just because he paid for the earnest money actually when he just sent it right in. But they just gave him back the earnest money, no harm, and the hard money didn't affect him at all. But yeah, I'm actually friends with the guy now. He's a really nice guy. I talked to him, he's really knowledgeable in real estate for how young he is. You know, he's making so much money off of it. So
nice. So does he do fix and flip?
He does everything pretty much. He like
Wholesale,
a jack of all trades.
fix and flip.
Yeah, he's great.
Nice, man. Nice. That's awesome. So, Harrison, any tips, any advice you can give for those that, you know, are in the crunch or in the grind trying to get the first wholesale deal done, man?
Stay organized. Make a schedule, like every morning, you know, just go on your notes app, just write out every single thing you have to do for the day. Every Sunday, plan out the whole week, write out like Monday, got to do this, Tuesday, got to do this. And, you know, and then at night, you know, spend what takes 5 minutes, just write out the schedule for the next day, you know, and I think staying organized really helps, and just being able to have like a work ethic, and just, you know, because, you know, you can work and just be all over the place. I think being scheduled and organized really helps. And also, you know, if you're ever unmotivated or something, one thing I like to do every morning when I wake up, I just Google or go on YouTube and look up like, I don't know, like Tony Robbins, the motivational speaker, something like that, and listen to it, you know, just while you're in the shower. You're not gonna be doing anything anyways. So just, you know, just listen to that. Great way to start off the day, you know, feeling positive about yourself. And yeah, just, yeah, being
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah.
good work ethic.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Tony Robbins, E.T., Eric
Yeah.
Thomas.
Oh yeah. They're great. They're fantastic.
So, so, I want to put people in perspective here. 45 days you got in. How many days were you putting into, how much hours were you putting into the business?
I work like 100 hours a week. So, you know, I go hard. You know, every day, you know, wake up 5 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., you know, go get a workout in and then, you know, work till 7 o'clock. I mean, I'm sure there's an hour in there where I'm, you know, like walking around, you know, or making food or something like that, but I'm literally like on it. And that's the one thing I'm really good at is work ethic. But yeah, I work really hard. I think I overwork sometimes, so it's actually a detriment to me. I need to like work smarter, not harder, and it's like a problem sometimes. But I get really obsessive with whatever making the profits, you know.
Absolutely, man. You're obsessed with success, obsessed with making the money.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Also, too, is let me see here. Now, okay, Harrison. So when you got in, it doesn't seem like you have any mentor. Were you just watching video on YouTube or reading books?
Yeah. Watching videos on YouTube mostly. I also have my dad, who's a pilot. His friend, who's also a pilot, is like a real estate, like he's like got 35 million in assets or something like that. So, you know, I talk to him every once in a while. I say, hey, what do you think of this? You know, is this a good deal? And I'll be like, oh no, complete crap, or like, oh, that's a great deal, you know. So it's he's been really, really helpful.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, you don't actually have a mentor. All it is just off of video on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't have an official mentor. I mean, I got my dad's friend who I can text every once in a while and be like, is this good? I mean, but you could probably get the same thing done by just posting it on Bigger Pockets. You know, don't give out the address. Someone's going to steal it. But, you know, just, you know, pictures, you know, like a zip code or something like that. Be like, hey, this, I got a house here in 91301. It's, you know, this many square foot. You know, what would you guys ballpark this at, you know? That's pretty much all I've used my dad's friend for. And I mean, it's not too hard to comp things. I mean, some things are more difficult, especially in Texas, as I've been looking at, you know, like everything is so spaced out. There hasn't ever been a sale. And I have a question for you, Conk. If there are like no recent sales in the area, you can't really wholesale it, right? Because there's not going to be a buyer for it.
So basically what it is typically you want to pull back all the comps. So typically I like to go back. So first we want to start small, so 3 months, and then you want to go 6 months. And if you go within a year and there's no recent sale comps, man, that's probably not the area you want to be if it's a single family home. Now, if it's a big apartment or a commercial space, then probably it's really rare to find something that's that similar. So I would call some realtor in the area to find out some comps. But typically, if it's a single family home or it's a duplex, a fourplex, or a sixplex, you know, you should be able to find comparables within 6 months or within the last year. But if it's something very unique, then obviously it's going to be harder to find comps for those ones. That's why I like to stick with like single family. It's just easier to comps. A lot more people have those kind of cash, etc. So yeah, hopefully that answered your questions.
Yeah. Thanks, Colin.
Awesome. Hey, not a problem. So Harrison, before we end it, how can people get a hold of you, contact you, reach out to you? Hey, now before you say anything, remember your phone is going to blow up. So give out information that you want to be reach out to.
Yeah. Well, you can get me on Instagram. It's oh my God, what is my name on Instagram? I also have a YouTube with my girlfriend where we like review food.
Sophia?
Harrison and Sophia.
Where's she at?
Sophia,
Where's she at, man?
come here. Come
Let me
say hi.
Let me put a picture to the face. Or I'm sorry, the name to the face.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up my Instagram name here. Hold on.
Sure.
So it's Harrison Bloffice. It's
Hey, Sophia, how's it going?
I can't hear anything.
here.
Hi.
Sophia, how's it going? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you too.
And congrats to you guys. You know, you guys have been a power couple. Awesome. Congrats on your first wholesale deal.
Thank you.
Thank you so-
I'm obsessed with you.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm always watching you. I'm like, are you watching him again?
Oh, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Sophia.
This guy is a work hound. He just works all day and night. It's crazy. I think he's addicted to it.
Nice. Well, the thing is, the reason why Harrison is working so much, because he got to bring in those money for Sophia to spend.
Yeah, literally.
Good boy.
Yeah, she's expensive.
Good boy. There you go.
Oh
Nice
my.
to meet you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's my pleasure, Sophia.
All right. Yeah. So my Instagram here is it's Harrison Bloffice right there. Maybe I can text you. You can link it in the description there.
Yes.
But yeah, also on YouTube, Harrison and Sophia. It has absolutely nothing to do with real estate. Maybe that could be something I could do in the future, but for now, it's just gonna stick to the food. But honestly, yeah, I love this business. It is. I've done so many businesses, and they're all just. They don't work like this one. This one is, ooh, it is fantastic. I love it.
I love it too, man. So, Harrison, if you can email me everything that you want, how people can reach out and contact you. Now, I know you're in California, but what city, if you don't mind?
I'm in Santa Barbara, but I've been trying to do deals in Los Angeles. But it's just so competitive in LA, you know?
Yeah.
Because, everyone and their mother wants to get a deal.
Yeah. So, you guys, I'll make sure I'll put all the links where you guys can contact Harrison and Sophia. I'll drop it in the descriptions. You guys can reach out, ask questions, network with him if you guys are in the local area, or maybe you can do JV or whatever you guys want. So I'll make sure I'll put that in the description. Harrison, I want to say, man, thank you so much, buddy, for taking time to do this with me. I truly, really appreciate it. I enjoy these kind of interview more than the Powerhouse. The Powerhouse all seems to be the same. These are the ones that inspire me and motivate me and letting me know that, hey, Kong, you're actually doing something when you're actually creating these kind of videos.
Oh, my God. Kong, thank you so much, man. You are amazing. You are awesome. It's so cool of you to be doing this, I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. So thank you so much.
Oh, man. Thanks for the kind word. And you guys, any questions about this deal, about this video, or anything like that, drop it in the comment sections. I'll do my best to answer them. And Harrison, thank you so much, man. Have a great day, buddy.
Thank you, Kong. Yay.
Not a problem. We did it.
Yeah.
High five.
Woo.
Boom.